Hey everyone, it's Teddy, aka JamesKisau on MTGO. Welcome back to Grixis Control Friday, where every Friday I put out a Grixis Control League on MTGO. Sometimes a challenge, but I haven't had the chance to play one of those for a minute, so another league this week. It's mostly leagues, and 5 matches is a good slice of testing. You get to see a lot of different stuff, hopefully, a lot of the time, and you get to see what small iterations to the deck happen on a week to week basis. So that's why I like doing this series. I also want to say thank you so much for all the positive feedback to the intro. I really appreciate it. I listed the animator down in the credit. They're part of the pencil test coalition of animators in Portland. Another shout out to the Portland community. I'm up in Seattle. I think I've mentioned a few times before, but there's a lot of things I like about Portland. I'm there fairly often. And yeah, I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Last week, I kept saying, I need a sweeper, I need a sweeper. I should really start playing a sweeper. Every control deck needs a sweeper. But week after week went by, and it was never something that was on the forefront of my mind when I sat down to do my Friday Grixis Control video. And it always seemed to miss the alteration, and I'd start recording. And once again, I would be without a sweeper when I realized that there are a lot of popular decks that sweeper would really help against. And this week I did not forget because it's really been on my mind. And I wasn't really sure what else I would do for a video theme this week. I didn't want to do just another getting back in the swing of things video, even though I could probably use one. But I feel like I've been doing that since Eternal Weekend pretty much. And with Lorwyn Eclipsed coming up, this seems like a great week to zero in on Toxic Deluge. That being said, this is still a Grixis Control Friday video, so we're not doing a deep dive where we like put one in the main board and like two in the sideboard to really stress test it. This is still, to me anyways, the most competitive version of the deck, so I think one Toxic Deluge is where you want to be if you're playing the card, and I am playing it today. There's the one copy in the sideboard. I pulled it in front of from the catacombs just so everyone could see it. There it is. This is the list I'm playing with. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We'll actually have a sweeper this week, and we'll see what it does for us. The only other big change from last week, I think, is I'm back on Baragoyf over Fire Nation Occupation. I think they're largely interchangeable. They're both good at different things. Fire Nation Occupation being an enchantment is better at dodging removal. Baragoyf has a lot of abstract bases covered, like life gain, the big creature effect that I think I explained pretty well last week, that Grixis Control was really lacking in for a really long time. Well, there was like a weird period in between Gurmag Angler and I guess Baragoyf and Murktide Regent where we didn't really have any big creatures. So we did some pretty random stuff to kind of cover those bases. We might have not done anything. I should go back and look. I think that would be really interesting. It might have just been like Sorin the Mirthless was my big creature, even though the only power and toughness coming out of that is a 2/3. Although it's a 2/3 with flying and lifelink, which is pretty busted. Busted card. And there might be some small adjustments to the sideboard. I don't see a sideboarded Thoughtseize, because there's two in the main board, which is a little strange for me. I mean, the stock version plays two main board and one in the sideboard, so it's not that strange. But it's more normal for me to have one main, one side if I only have two in the entire 75, but I think that is explained by the featured card this week being a sideboard card and not a main board card like Redirect Lightning or something. So it actually makes more sense that the sideboard Thoughtseize got cut. I don't think you want less than two Fatal Push these days. Blue-black tempo is being played, I think incessantly would be the right word. It's a front runner for the best deck. I mean, if you make the Reanimator package a lot weaker, or less efficient rather, I think Reanimator is still a perfectly powerful deck. What remains is not really the Reanimator deck, but the blue-black tempo shell, so I think people are still playing that, leveraging Tamiyo to its highest potential. I'll still be having my one copy here because, yeah, it's a really busted card and it's very efficient. At the same time, a lot of people, I get this question a lot, I might as well answer it now. People ask me why I'm not playing more than one copy of Tamiyo. Why not three or four? we're not really the right kind of deck to leverage a card like that. So while it's cool when we get to be proactive and use a card like Tamiyo, a lot of the time you'll be in a position where you really need to top deck an answer or something that keeps you moving through your deck. And if you draw Tamiyo, you can play an 0-3 blocker with flying, but you can't draw a card until the next turn at the very least. The least you can do, maybe if you also have a brainstorm in your hand or something to transform the Tamiyo, is get like that Jace Architect of Thought type ability where you make your opponent's attacks a little softer, but that's usually not going to turn the tide of a whole battle. You can't get the graveyard card selection until your following turn. Just the same with the clue generation. So yeah, not a great top deck. Not the most impressive stats on a creature either. It needs to attack. There's just a lot of reasons why 1 is the right number for Grixis Control. In my eyes, I think a lot of people on the Discord have had success with more than one copy, and I think that's totally fine. There's a lot of different ways to build a deck, and Tamiyo is just one of many very powerful cards that can go into it. Speaking of the Discord, if you'd like to support the channel, and I would really appreciate it, check out the Patreon. The lowest tier is only $2 a month, and with that you get access to said Discord and a whole other league of content every single week, every Monday. And then there's another tier at $5, which opens up donation bonus leagues, DM coaching, and then the top tier is currently full, but that would be like private coaching. But if that's something you're really interested in, just reach out to me. I'm sure we can schedule something and work out something on a one by or per time basis, something like that. All right, cool. Here we go. Toxic Deluge. Will it help us? I think so. All right, let's get going here. Perfectly fine hand. So much game. Against so much. I'm gonna play around Wasteland. Yeah. Yeah, this stuff is good. I had to reanimate for now. This is great. I can punish a mana creature. Oh god. Should help cling to dust, it turns out. The best case scenario is they discard spell me and pass the turn, and then they're still going to take cling to dust. Well, they do take cling. Well, doesn't really seem to matter what they take. Off to game 2. Take Consign, Surgical, Fatal Push, Cut Edict, 1 Bolt. I think I'd actually rather have Bolt than Push. Mountain, Swamp, and well, I feel like the unmasked version, that's the version with the creature pivot, but more and more you see everyone just defaulting to Charbelcher, which would mean setting out Kolaghan's Command is not great. I'm still going to do this. Something is telling me this is the right move, but I could be wrong. I would like to play first and mulligan this hand with no lands. I don't think I can keep this either. This has force. Bottom these two. Okay, your turn. Boggart Bog. Dark Ritual. Can't afford to fight over that when they have 6 cards in hand. Douthie Voidwalker. Alright. See if any removals on the horizon. If not, I'll just force it. No removal on the horizon. Yeah, I'll force. Cecil. I can ambush that with Nimble Obstructionist. But their life total might be... Well, no, I can just draw the Volcanic Island. Or I could cycle this Cling to Dust if I didn't think they were still trying to combo. But I think that option's always available to them. Now, you might think you can race Cecil, but it becomes a 4/4 with lifelink after a certain point. So it doesn't really work like that. Alright, pass it back. Might even need to wait until my next turn. At that point, it's just kind of an attack deterrent, since Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're still able to combo. They're not just like a creature deck right now. So yeah, I'll let this happen. Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, Cabal Therapy. They're not gonna hit. Should have paused. Then maybe they would have thought I had a more common card in my hand. 5 mana in the pool. Lively Dirge. Okay. They're just gonna get 2 Voidwalkers. It's pretty good. Damn it, that's pretty good. I hate to admit it. Well, I need this Nimble Obstructionist out here. Brazen Borrower? It's not bad. Can I actually race now? If I gain 3? Well, there would be no creatures in the graveyard. That's the problem. Cecil will put them to 11, 8. I think this does work. I didn't entirely do the math, but... Oh wait, but then the Voidwalker attacks are lethal. So I need to bounce one of those too. I don't love that. I'd rather just cast Brazen Borrower and hopefully hit Kolaghan's Command or Lightning Bolt off the top. I have 2 draws for it with Cling. Bowmasters does not do it. Alright. They're at 8. Please Thoughtseize me. Please, please, please Thoughtseize me. Damn. Well, here we go. Other thing I could do is bounce Stealthy Voidwalker, cast Cling. Then I'd be chumping Cecil. They'd gain 4. I don't love that. It might be a little safer. I'd get an additional draw step. It's no fun. And me, I'm all about the drama. Mathematically, this doesn't feel the most sound, though. Bolt, bolt, bolt. Ponder into bolt. Ponder into bolt. That's right, baby. I'm all about the drama here. Can't wait for them to just turn 0 me. That is what I'm talking about. The drama. And like, I don't only bring in Fatal Push because of a creature pivot. I think it is a lot better than Shieldred's Edict in the matchup. A, it's cheaper. B, you can target your own creatures if you have them in a weird bind with Bridge from Below. And yeah, like almost certainly confirmed to not be a Charbelcher deck. I wonder if I can do without Kolaghan's Command. I think Fatal Push will do the job a lot better. But you can't side out any blue cards. Yeah, I like this. Opponent says cool game. I agree. Goodness, yes. Opponent takes a mulligan. I'll keep this hand. Has Force of Will, Consign. So crazy. They're still on the creature pivot. Kind of want to force this, because what if they have a discard spell? Well, they need more mana after that. Yeah, I'll just force. As much as I would like to let it resolve and have them maybe pass the turn, I can Fatal Push it. I just think that is way too risky. They probably have like Spirit Guides in hand or something. Okay. I'm gonna give up on my Revolt so I can maybe find another force or something. Surgical is good. Pass it back. This is good. Oh, their last card was Cabal Therapy. So Consign is good against Balustrade Spy, but not Undercity Informer. So if Extract, Undercity Informer, that might be a thing. Strix. I want to know if I can tap out. The answer is almost always no. But having 3 power on board is a lot more than 2. I think we just have to hold. Narset. Yeah, we're not drawing super great here. Well, just keep on attacking. Bogart Bog gets shocked, or bolted in rather. unmask me pitching Cabal Therapy. So the problem is, if I do extract Undercity Informer, well, they're kind of light on therapies now. But yeah, if I extract Undercity Informer and they have Balustrade Spy, they just take Consign. Whereas these 2 points of interaction might actually do something if they're able to go off. But yeah, I don't like that this is happening. It's bad. But we'll see if Fatal Push can come through like I said it would. Plus Consign. My hand has given them some pause, so I wonder if there's no easy way through this. Well, I took Surgical and played Undercity Informer. Yeah, okay. But they have no final mana? Yeah, this is complicated. Snapcaster Mage, so I can snap Surgical, then I can't Consign. I'll see if they want to give me Revolt. I really don't think they will. No. Yep, pass it back. I'm not really sure how many Cabal therapies they play. Probably more than one. But yeah, I just really wish I could have 2 levels of interaction here. That would be nice. They're going to combat. Okay, I don't think they can beat Consign to Memory yet. That is good news for me. And I drew a Bolt. Do it. They'll activate the Informer, targeting themselves. 2 Narcomoebas there. Where is the Cabal Therapy? Don't see it. Oh wait, no. So they'll have to cast Memory's Journey with the Jack-o'-lantern, which probably means shuffling not Oracle into their deck. It'd be like Oracle, Petal, Petal. What's in their hand? 2 Poxwalkers? Oh wait, there's a Poxwalkers. Where's Bridge from Below? I don't see Bridge from Below. Did they cite it out? I don't think I'm going to prevent an Narcomoeba from coming in. I think I'm going to let them both enter, which might be a mistake. Hand just Dread Return Bridge from Below. Okay, so they do have to therapy themselves. Okay, yeah, I think I can stop them from... Or do they just want me to think that? I was wondering if that ever got cited out. Haha. Okay. Well, let's attack. So before they lose, they will Jack-o'-lantern Memory's Journey. But what do they put in? And what can they cast from the graveyard afterwards? They get this Poxwalkers, unless I'm blind and missed another couple copies, but I think there's only 1 Poxwalkers. But yeah, I did note the absence of Dread Return and Bridge from Below. I figured Bridge never, or Dread Return never got cited out, but Bridge from Below, I could see a world, I guess. And is it just equivalent to, like, is this getting countered? It matters, I guess, if we're just tipping our hand. So are they going to therapy themselves? Or do they get unmask, 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 pitch something to, I guess, pitch Bridge from Below to unmask, therapy themselves, put the Dread Return in the graveyard, and then Dread Return Thassa's Oracle? Then I can just Fatal Push it, though. There will be 2 cards in their library. I think they're in an unfortunate position, having drawn those 2 cards, and also having to pitch Cabal Therapy was unfortunate. Is there a way they can do it while preserving more Blue Devotion with the Narcomoebas? Personally, I can't figure it out. I feel like you would need Bridge from Below to keep the Narcomoebas, to keep your Blue Devotion high. Unmask, unmask, unmask. So you definitely draw unmask. Take Consign. Then how do you get your graveyard empty? Okay, it was just 1 Poxwalkers. Unmask, unmask, unmask. Yeah, okay. Got that part right. So they draw unmask. Then I'm guessing they unmask me. pitching Bridge from Below, and then Therapy themselves, sacrificing Poxwalkers. Then if I didn't have 2 levels of interaction, this would work. So I think when they unmask me, I just let it resolve. Unless I'm missing something and there's a way they can put cards out of there. Oh, wait, hold on. If they didn't target 3 unmasks and only had 1... Is it up to 3? It is up to 3, so they could have just taken 1 unmask, take the consign, but then I would push one of these in response so they couldn't get 3 creatures at any point. Yeah. I think we would have been okay. Dread Return. They weren't lying to their credit. Then they'll unmask me. I think I just like don't do anything until I absolutely have to. Because I have consign for the trigger and push for the Oracle. I mean, I could push right now and they wouldn't have 3 creatures, but I'm scared there's a way they can cast a spell from their graveyard, but also, I don't know, I think I can just let this resolve. You had me if you pushed in response to unmask. Well, you also have 2 cards in your library, so this also works. You don't just win the game if you play Thassa's Oracle. Opponent's being very cool. Brazen Barber. Yep, guess I'll just attack. Thassa's Oracle is just chilling there. Makes me kind of nervous, but Poxwalker's hitting for 3, yep. Ooh, finally. My 3rd land. I think we just hold. They can unmask on the way out here. I think I just let it happen. They'll take Baragoyf. I don't play Wasteland, but shout out Duskbot. I guess Snap Push doesn't work because I don't have Revolt, but I'll Snap Bolt the Poxwalkers, I guess. Maybe I'll magically draw Fulminator Mage. Yeah, huge shout out, Duskbot. Thank you for being a fearsome and sporting opponent. Man, those matches against Upsal spells are so crazy. Every time. Alright, we are 1-0. Let's see if this round is a little less intense. Polluted Delta, Activate, Underground Sea, Tamiyo. Sure. What the hell? Why not? Basic Island, huh? I think this means I'm going to Thoughtseize off of a basic swamp. And this kind of like prohibits me from brainstorming and then shuffling, but I mean, ooh, Snuff Out's interesting. Is this like Death's Shadow? Probably not, but maybe. I think I'll take the Thoughtseize because I want to edict this Tamiyo away. Or they might take my Bowmasters, and that would also prohibit me from getting a 2-for-1. They have to push the Bowmasters and I get to keep my army token. Certainly glad I played around Wasteland. That Murktide will be a problem eventually. The Snuff Out, I don't think it will really be a problem. It's terrible though that they have this clue token. That part is bad. Force of Will, cool. Man, if they top decked Force, I'm gonna have to force a Brainstorm, which I guess is not the worst thing. There are worse things. I guess I can at least choke their mana a little bit. I think if they drew Brainstorm, though, they would have just done it. Oh, interesting. So yeah, I was actually able to impact their mana. And then they did not fight. It's really interesting that they didn't activate that clue token. Well, Gibbs. Now they will. And they seem to have a play. Yeah, it's pretty good. They take Bowmasters. Huh. Well, I think I want my 2-for-1 here. They'll probably drop Snuff out, but I gotta recoup that dang clue activation. Another Wasteland. Now they'll cast Murktide Regent. And I hope they didn't draw Daze. Super. Ponder. Yeah, I'll cast it. Looking good. I'm not sure if I'm willing to reanimate a Murktide Regent, though. Play out these Bowmasters, though. I also don't really want to force again. I want renewable card advantage. They're pretty flooded, though. They'll push and pass. I'll draw Reanimate. I'll reanimate these Bowmasters and then hit for 2. Petty Theft. This is really not something worth forcing, but let me see what's on the horizon here. Yeah, I guess I'll let it go. I'm sure they'll surveil now. Spinning Ponder. I might have kept a Ponder personally. Murktide? Luckily they can't cast the Brazen Barber to defend it from this edict. If I top deck Kaito... Yeah, I'll just get a Swamp, whatever. It's gonna be kind of rough if I draw certain things, but... Like if I hit Cling to Dust or something, that would be amazing. Uh-oh. Don't love my spot if my opponent draws well. I just need to beat them in a top deck war. I hope I can do it. That was not a great draw. I don't know if I can bring myself to force Brazen Barber. Yeah. Thoughtseize. Taking Force. Thank God they didn't top deck Kaito. I don't have many bad draws here. Yeah, Brazen Barber. I guess I'll take it. I think I almost would have preferred a blue land, though. Just gonna save the life here. Not a great use of this card, though. They might be drawing, like, cantrips or something. Alright, I'm absolutely casting Narset here. Activate. Take Cling. I'll swing for 1. Unless something insane happens, that should put us in pretty good shape here. We're gaining 3 life virtually off Narset. Oh, they're just gonna bounce it? I guess it is pretty free to do that. Yeah, that makes sense, actually. I guess I'll Cling Thoughtseize. Ponder. They'll attack. I go to 6. They tap black and then stopped. What does that mean? Cast Ponder. I want all of these cards, so I think I need to Brainstorm. Strix is cool too. Might shuffle it away though. No, because I need some kind of way to check some of their scarier cards like Barragoyf. I'll just hide it on top. If I was really brave, I'd just use these cards and go for lethal. Maybe I should do that? Seems a little risky. But that is a downside of playing blue-black tempo. I mean, all these things are the same. If I just take the Brazen Borrower out, I might as well do it. Daze. I'll pay. Brainstorm. I'll put 2 triggers on them and 1 on Brazen Borrower. But maybe that was not wise. Okay, it resolves anyways, so I should be able to bolt. I know they have Undercity Sewers in their hand. They might have Bowmasters of their own. Start by attacking. Push the army. Now they're at 1 and can't have force blue cards, so I'll just bolt them. That never felt too scary, except that time that Tamiyo got a clue token and they activated it. That was extremely scary. But outside of that, it was good. Good and chill match against blue-black tempo. And now we get stuff like Toxic Deluge and Fatal Push, which is really nice. And Red Blast. We didn't see any Barragoyfs, but we know they're there. Along with the Murktides and the Tamiyos, which are all very powerful threats. We also didn't see any opposing Bowmasters. We saw Brazen Barber. Don't love Thoughtseize. I don't love Force of Will, but I do think it's necessary because these threats snowball like crazy. It's often not enough to answer them after they resolve. These tempo threats are getting way too good. It's also kind of weird to have Lightning Bolt not address all of their threats. Most of these decks play Nethergoyf. I usually go without a land on the play. I mean, on the draw, yeah. And then side out a Kolaghan's Command, because I think they'll definitely be bringing in a lot of Hydroblasts, which I welcome. They also have a ton of Fatal Push, so it's not insane to side out Barragoyf. In fact, that's how I like to play. That's tricky. It's really bad to mulligan in this matchup. I don't think they're going to prioritize Force of Will against Wasteland against me. Underground Sea, Ponder, sure. Who knows, might even hit a land on my first draw step. Ponder does not shuffle. Fatal Push, that's a good one. Alright. Play Sewers. Keep that on top. Send it back. No red mana yet, but we'll get there. If they Wasteland me, they're not Bowmastering. Inquisition of Kozilek. I hope this is a read 'em and weep situation. They can't take Force. They might take Strix. They might take Fatal Push if they're going in on like a Barragoyf or something. They have Wasteland. Sure. That might make it a little hard to find my next land. But I'm sure they could surmise that I put a land on top. Like, unless they're planning on ending the game really soon, it doesn't really make sense to take Ponder. I'll hit lands eventually. Or soon. They'll activate. They'll surveil. Put a card on top. Concerning. Brainstorm. Resolves. Bloodstained Mire. What do I draw? Continually hitting my lands is nice. Might even be able to bait out some Bowmasters if I play Strix. But I don't have to. I can really let them come to me on this. This double red blast situation is probably a bit of a headache for them. They're probably looking for like Thoughtseize. Ponder does not shuffle. Oh, Katara. I guess I'll red blast it. Now I can play Strix. Toxic Deluge. That might be something I want to shuffle away. We'll see. Woo. So they're keeping 2 cards off the Ponder? It's a little worrying. Kolaghan's Command. I'll attack. 2 mana in the pool. What will happen next? Wait, it's frozen. What's going on? Okay, it's Bowmasters. Things just freaked out for a second. Yeah, that's fine. Strix goes down. And then I think I'll Kolaghan's Command. Destroy Bowmasters, raise dead Strix. Hope they don't have Kaito. I think it's far more important to have black mana right now. Oh, that just happened. Getting some good exchanges here. If they do have Kaito, I'll do everything I can to red blast it. But if they go like land, discard spell, ninjutsu, that would be kind of rough. I'm fully expecting a Kaito here. They pondered and didn't shuffle. Yep. So that also deals with the army token, but like, it's definitely not a good exchange for us. And they'll activate. They put a card on top. Land is quite helpful. Alright, Red Blast Kaito. Cool. Now I will play Strix again. Land number 5. See what we do with that. Ooh. Ponder number 4. This one shuffles. Another Katara. I'm gonna really try to not activate this Bloodstained Mire for as long as I can. I don't know how this Katara is supposed to attack. Like, into my Strix? Okay, they're getting experience counters. I'll Fatal Push in turn. Okay. I know it never feels good to Fatal Push a Baleful Strix, so I have to consider that a pretty big win. I feel like I'm coming up on Snap Kolaghan's Command as well. There's Barragoyf. One of those scary cards. Let's exile Kaito. See if we bait out any Bowmasters. We don't. Get a Swamp. Fatal Push, the Barragoyf. Cool. Yep. I'm just going to sit back and draw cards until something happens I absolutely have to address. They're pretty flooded over there. It appears like they almost cast Murktide Regent. Alright, Cling. Inquisition, I suppose. That one's pretty unique. I hope they don't play... what's it called? Mystic Sanctuary. Ooh, my own Kaito? It's a little risky. Cast Brainstorm. Nice. I'm sure they have a Fatal Push, but still. Play Tamio. Tamio would be a better pitch for Force, actually. Thinking about it. No Fatal Push? They're probably waiting for me to tap out with Cling to Dust. But if I just never tap out, maybe I can get Kaito in. Make a black. I'll activate. I want to leave like something in my graveyard so I can Snapcaster Mage. And also if I happen to draw from the Catacombs, I would like there to be a basic to get as well. I'm not going to try and snap Kolaghan's Command, as attractive as it is. Still no days either. Yeah, we've ground this game out quite a bit. They have Tamio, Force. Okay. I'll bolt. And then Kaito should be that moment the corner is well and truly turned. Not to mention this clue token was even more insane grindage. It's just a lot. Plus my 2 Force of Wills in hand. I would force an Edict because they're pretty much out of gas here. Yeah. And if they ever assemble a board, I do have Toxic Deluge. I want to keep that in the deck, but I don't want to draw it, so gotta make sure to shuffle. Nice. So that's how the matchup like always goes in my head. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just answer their creatures and then do my own thing. That's not how it works out in reality a lot of the time because they have days, Force of Will. They can have just really powerful hands and get a Baraglyph hit in, and a lot of terrible things can happen. But if it's like that, I think it's a good thing that blue-black tempo is as popular as it is for Grixis Control. Welcome back for round number 3, up against Carlo MV, who plays Death and Taxes. I'm on the play. This will not be an easy game, but Tamio plus Force is pretty busted. I don't need to worry about Wasteland, which is pretty cool. Just go ahead and play Tamio out there. It's what we call a good start. If they swords, am I going to force a will? I don't know. It's a little harder to do when they have Tundra and maybe Daze. But I don't know what's on top of my deck, you know? I think I'm in for this. I don't know what's come over me. Playing so aggressively. Yeah, see? That would have been a complete disaster. I mean, it might still be. They could have another removal spell. We'll see. Yorion, Bant Yorion. Yeah, this is not going to be easy, I don't think. But as long as I'm drawing a lot of cards, maybe it will work out. Oh, that's a good draw, too. I love Narset. We'll see if this baits anything out. Snow-covered forest kind of tells me they probably have Ice Fang Kutai as well. I like that I'm drawing good cards now. Play Narset. Narset's in there. I'll activate. And I think I'll take... That's a tough one. That's a real tough one. Brainstorm seems so obvious, especially with cards I don't really want in my hand. And I'll take Brainstorm. They'll cycle Lorien Revealed. If I manage to untap with this Tamio somehow, a way I could play this is have my Clue Machine and just kind of play defensively. Spellseeker? Oh, is this Travis's deck? Is this Yorion Ephemerate Spellseeker? Seriously, it might be. It's quite a good way to get card advantage around Narset, I will say. Got some tricks of my own with this Nimble Obstructionist. Okay, now I'll take Kaito, I guess. Do that. How can I protect Narset, though? Could try and find a bolt for this. Or have I just provided so much pressure that we're kind of just doing it? Okay, we miss. I guess I'll just play this blocker then. They'll have to Prismatic Ending Tamio and then attack Narset, which hopefully eats up enough of their turn that things just don't go very well for them, because I'll have Kaito. But yeah, this was a little irresponsible. I feel like I keep vacillating between stances here, and it's not really doing me any favors. It's pure chaos out here. I'm assuming they're going to cantrip now. Or play Uro. That's also pretty darn good. That life gain is my least favorite part of Uro. Ooh, they have Wasteland. At least I have Kaito. That part is cool. And now I have Force of Will. I'll attack. I'll activate Kaito. I think I'll bin both of these. Kind of running low on sources though. Like, maybe I need to keep Underground Sea in the deck and just keep the Ponder. Might wig them out a little bit if I top additionally. Cast Brainstorm. Yeah, I could just really brute force this. Kolgon's Command, have them discard, and then like force Uro. Their life total's kind of high though. Don't know if this is really going to work forever. Fourth Aerolingus goes down, so this is like 5 color control. I wonder why they dropped fourth Aerolingus though. They must be playing, what's it called? Mystic Sanctuary. They don't have 3 islands yet. I mean, I'm kind of shocked that that was the worst card in their hand. That does not really make sense, I would say. I'm also wondering if I should even force Uro. Like, I could just tap it down, because I'm kind of running low on forces. There might be things I need to fight over instead. I think it's fine. They'll cycle Lorien Revealed. So yeah, I'm kind of looking for Cling to Dust this cycle. I'm pretty deep into the deck. I have a lot of good looks here. Should work out. Bowmasters is not bad. Hit for 3. Activate Kaito. Another Kaito. Do I even take it? I think it's probably important to have a backup. It's like the same as last time. Like, I want to keep it in the deck, but I don't want it right now. This has been really awkward. So I'll shuffle before I ponder then. Grab Badlands. Cast Ponder. Shuffle that. Shit. I could just stifle Uro's thing, or I could just kind of blaze ahead here, activate these clue tokens, tap down Uro. Yeah, they need to put another card in their graveyard anyways before they can escape Uro. Living Wish? Oh god. What's that gonna get? Skyclave Apparition? A fetch land? Oh, Field of the Dead. Yikes. I think a flying attacker is going to be pretty important here. Another Spellseeker. So their hand is Xander's Lounge and 1 unknown. Sure, I'll poach this right now. It might inform which card they choose, but I think that's fine. I'm sure this is the turn I will find Cling to Dust. They got another Living Wish. Alright, activate Clue. Thoughtseize. Not bad. Okay, 2 Thoughtseizes. Cast 1. Take Living Wish, don't cast the other one. Smash for 5. Activate Kaito. Double Bolt. So if I plus Kaito, I could have won right now. I think I still keep them both. Then play Strix. Pick up that Bolt, and then stifle Uro's ETB. So they don't gain life. Ooh, nice. If they want to make another zombie before their Uro trigger and they activate Vista, I could just double bolt right now. Oh wait, no I can't. Got Badlands and Volcanic Island in there, so this is not getting a red source. Let's not worry about that right now then. Yes, that happens. And then they stacked their triggers in a way that I need to be careful not to counter the second one here. Be very careful. And you could argue it is a little washy, like you could just cast Nimble Obstructionist as a flying beater to negate that 3 life, but I don't want them drawing a card. Seems super volatile. Okay, Kaito's back. We drew an interesting intersection of cards here, I will say. Field of the Dead. Yorion to hand. Is that for a blue card? I'm definitely going to Thoughtseize first. Thoughtseize you. Okay. I'll just bolt twice. No need for anything fancy here. The one consolation about Field of the Dead decks is that now we play Price of Progress, which is going to be pretty good. Otherwise, terrible, horrible, unbeatable. I guess, no, you can't, no. Toxic Deluge is not good. If you're trying to use Toxic Deluge to beat Field of the Dead, it's only a temporary fix. unless you're trying to Toxic Deluge every turn of the game, at which point you'll probably run out of life points. There's a lot of problems with it. I think I do want Surgical. Definitely want from the Catacombs, because I gotta outgrind this somehow. I think Reanimate is weirdly wrong for this matchup, even though it's usually right in Control Mirrors. This is just one of those weird intersections. I like Agent in Control Mirrors, especially if they're a little lighter on removal and a little heavier on proactive elements like Living Wish, Spellseeker, you know, stuff like that. The easy cuts are like Barragoyf and Murktide Regent and the Lightning Bolt. Uro just simply negating Lightning Bolt with the part of its ability that the people care about the least is like a sign that, yeah, it's not good. Not good for us. Side out 1 Badlands. I need 2 more cuts. Probably a Kolaghan's Command. And then it's kind of dealer's choice at this point. It could be Edict. It could be a Strix. It could be a Force of Will. I kind of like keeping all my Force of Wills though, because I need to like force through a Price of Progress or something like that. Let's go down to 1 Lightning Bolt, unless they show me some elements that are like super low to the ground. A lot of these cards are also like up the beanstalk cards, which is really interesting. This has enough of the right tools that I'm going to keep, but it is a very awkward hand. Especially if my opponent's going to take a mulligan. I need to try and leverage what paltry means I have of generating resources I have. But yeah, it's not going to be easy. If we ponder some more lands, Force of Will is good. We're also, of course, trying to dodge the dreaded Wasteland. I think we'll do just fine. I think I want to draw Brainstorm next turn. Expecting a... Oh, I thought they were going to Island Cycle there. Well, they're doing a great job playing around Price of Progress so far. I wish I could get Kaito in here. I probably should have even brainstormed, because I might have been able to hit like, yeah, there's up the Beanstalk. We don't want to play against that. Let's brainstorm first, because I don't want to pitch either of these, but I will if I have to. Okay, Price is definitely for later. If they force back, Narset is actually not bad here. Yeah, I guess I'm pitching Snapcaster Mage. I don't really want to. Wish I could pitch Shieldred's Edict. I can't pitch Kaito. Okay, it worked. Set an upkeep stop here. Go ahead and grab my Badlands, I think. And then I'll play Narset. Narset is in. Okay, Kolaghan's Command is back. I would have rather had those Orcish Bowmasters, though. Spellseeker. Okay. And if they have to jump through hoops to deal with this Narset, I think we're in pretty good shape. We're already starting to grind this out. Surgical Extraction on my forces. This will kind of give away what's in my hand, but I suppose they can have them. Should I extract Beanstalk in response? Or are they about to Red Blast my Narset? Oh, that was such a good draw. Alright, play Scalding Tarn, activate Narset here. I guess I'll take another Surgical. Well, now that I have 2, if they ever make a move on Narset, I think I would try and extract Beanstalk, because it's kind of an element that I would just rather not be part of the game. Like, that would be cool. Swords my Bowmasters. Resolves. And then nothing. If I can get Kaito in, I feel like we're poised to strike. I'll take a Red Blast for sure. I love Red Blast. Alright. Go like that. Then I'll activate. And then I'll bin both of these. And then I'll Thoughtseize. And then I'll... Jeez. And then I'll take Skyclave Apparition. Right? I think so. Yeah. I called that card out when they Living Wished. Way back when. But yeah, that's a really awkward hand. I feel bad. I don't know, sometimes it's worse when you actually say something, but if you're watching this, Carlo, I'm really sorry. That's a really awkward spread there. To have no fetch lands and draw at both loams, like, that's like truly nightmare running. Alright, cool. Somehow we beat a really tough matchup, because those decks go way over the top of us. And yeah, now we're 3-0. Here we go for round number 4. And this hand's a little slow, but there's no reason to throw it back in the blind. And it should be pretty good against Flooded Strand. Well, I mean, this could be like, yeah, it still could be a lot of crazy stuff. I'm going to play around Stifle, I guess, but I was thinking Wasteland. Yeah. I think Edict is the most likely to be the least relevant, but it could also be the most relevant. That being said, if it seems like I really need to reach for the Edict, I'm going to Brainstorm next turn. But I'm going to keep all that action. In a complete vacuum, I could just, get Kaito in off Snapcaster Mage. But that doesn't really seem likely. I'm looking at Bant-colored fetch lands over there, and they just refuse to budge. How long can they wait? How long must they wait? Alright, your turn. If I really wanted to look for Thoughtseize, I would have played Polluted Delta, but also you'd Brainstorm on one of your main phases there. It just does not seem wise or prudent. This could be a black deck for all I know. Okay, well, blue deck confirmed. Got to that part. They wanted an island, more Bant-colored fetch lands, and they still don't want to do a single thing. Am I about to Brainstorm? I think I am. Okay, I would have hit the Thoughtseize. Now I have Force of Will as well. So let's put back Kolaghan's Command, and I guess I'll draw the Bolt. I don't need to draw the Bolt. I mean, if they Stifle, I might end up drawing the Bolt anyways. Let's see what happens here. There's a long pause. I really thought they were about to Stifle. Alright, I think I'll get Underground Sea. That was weird. Alright, Thoughtseize you. What on earth is going on? Brainstorm? You got it. Okay, it looks like Jeskai blink. And Kaito does not really seem reliable going forward. Just take Quantum Riddler, though. It's the thing that do a thing, and maybe attack me thing. I think a more insane strategy would have been like, Caracas and Tamia is very annoying. Take Leyline Binding, then force the other one. That might work out, actually. I'm going to go for that. I know their whole hand. Don't really think they're going to block. If I draw a land, I can bolt. I mean, they'll pick it up, but it will be kind of out of the way. I can get Kaito in. Play Snapcaster Mage here. Another Edict. Let's attack. Oh, they do block? I guess I could have guessed that would happen. Yeah, I'll try and get Tamio out of the way on their next end step. I think they'll probably attack to make a clue token. I can flash in Brazen Borrower, try and ambush them. Super long pause after this block has been declared. I'm now 2 minutes up in this control mirror, which is kind of nice. Okay. Volcanic Island, so if they fetch out of Plains, Leyline Binding will cost 3 mana. Xander's Lounge, now it costs 2. They don't have any white mana still. Now it costs 1. They tapped Caracas, so that's kind of good, right? Also, they're binding a Brazen Borrower. Doesn't seem super great. Alright. Bolt Tamio. While this Caracas is tapped. Attack with Snapcaster Mage. Ninjutsu Kaito. It's kind of similar to the last game, honestly. And now we'll just start valuing out here. I think I'll bin both of those. I'd rather hit a blue card that's not Snapcaster Mage. Sure. Or do I keep that and just tempo super hard? They'll draw. Tundra, Binding. Yeah, I'll keep the other Force. Okay, they have a Force too. And they're going to hardcast it. It's kind of rough, honestly. Now I got no gas. I feel like I looked at their hand really recently. They didn't have a force. Oh well. Gotta draw well here. Or even if I hit a land that's not Undercity Sewers, I can force if they try to hardcast Lowering Revealed or something. Another super long pause here. Yeah, I'll take it. Getting a lot of Kolaghan's commands. They're a little flooded. I mean, they could cast Lowering Revealed, which in my experience always draws 3 lands, but it might be a little different for them. Ponder. Ponder shuffles. Alright, see if I can rip my other Kaito here. That'd be nice. I do wish I had Snapcaster Mage, though. No, Tamio's not bad. I'll play that out. It might tie up their Karakas, which would leave stuff like Felia susceptible to Kolaghan's command. They did not send my Tamio back. Swords to Plowshares. Yeah, alright. Quantum Riddler. This is a very good exchange with Shilder's Edict, since it's cantripping. Kind of unfortunate, but I mean, it was kind of a mono win at the very least. And them sorting my Strix kind of puts me back even. I mean, they have way more mana than I do. What are they gonna do next? Brainstorm? Sure. Can't afford to fight over that. And yeah, they do kind of need to make a land drop to do the next thing. And I also kind of need to spend mana here, so let's take a chip out of their life here and have them discard down to 1 card. They'll play Felia. Then they'll Surveil. Spinning Murktide. Then they'll Brainstorm. Yeah, Felia Karakas is really rough. Discarding another Felia. Bolt. I could trap Felia, but I think I'd rather them just cast whatever Quantum Riddler they hit on top and I'll just counter it. If I may. I guess I can let them ponder. Ponder shuffles. Felia attacks. Blinking. Leyline Binding. Interesting. So it can grow. Yeah, I guess this is safe enough to do. I wish I had Nimble Obstructionist right now. Really punish that line. They're at 10. I feel like I do need to address Felia. But this does not feel good. Reanimate? Not bad. I'll take a Quantum Riddler. Draw 2. Leyline Binding. How come I only drew 1? Oh, because Leyline... Oh, yeah. Don't worry. I'm not freaking out. Cling was a good draw. See if I can rip off the top here. Sure. And they've already cast most of their cantrips, but might be alright. Play Bowmasters. Hope they don't ponder anything too good here. Oh god, they don't shuffle. And then they just pass. So suspicious. Alright, well, swing for 3. Had a feeling it was Felia. Hope the card underneath is really bad. That's 3 Felias. And they're at 5. I've already used 2 bolts, 2 Kolaghan's commands. Can we get there? And there was a land after the Felia. Nice. Alright, let's surveil something good here. Bowmasters ends it. Brainstorm is a lot of looks at ending it. Cast Brainstorm. Shoot. Do I really want to rely on Baraglyph here? Then I can ponder again to look for ways to end it. I think it's fine. This way they might leave in removal as well while I side out stuff like this. This puts them to 2. Maybe they'll draw Tamio. Alright, that was pretty scary for a moment there. Okay, from the Catacombs, Red Blast, Price of Progress. Since they're playing so many non-basics to support stuff like Leyline Binding, I think Price of Progress is like a slam dunk in these kind of matchups. I'm also kind of incentivized to leave Bolt in, since Felia is really something you need to address. However, Baraglyph and Murktide are good cuts. I showed them a lot of reds, so hopefully they're bringing in stuff like Hydroblast while I slide down on Kolaghan's command. Don't need every land, as you saw. I think I do keep Reanimate as well, because their creatures are so darn good. But it is kind of dangerous to reanimate their creatures because of Felia. So going down that tree pretty far. I think I'd rather side out Tamio, though. They probably have more than one Karakas. Or maybe not, there's a 60 card deck. No Yorion. It might just be the one Karakas. Take Opposition Agent, though. That one's good. Yeah, maybe side out Reanimate. Maybe you do. Maybe just one Price of Progress. I'm really looking for ways to bring this Reanimate in. Consign is also interesting. No, I don't hate Consign. Contest Leyline Binding and also Felia Return triggers. I don't think I want to try and fight their value too hard. I'd rather just, leverage stuff like Price of Progress. But I think one Consign could be a good part of the toolbox. Because Price of Progress isn't trading for cards either. It's just trading the entire game. Keep this hand. Planes. Well, they're playing around Price of Progress pretty well. Uh-oh. Bin it. Jeez. I don't want to flood. Up the Beanstalk. It makes sense, honestly. So this is like the pretty much the exact same matchup as last time, minus the Orion. We're in bad shape. Okay, they just drew Terminus. There's a long pause on the draw step. It's definitely not Temporal Mastery. Another Beanstalk. Wow, we're screwed. In fact, I think I just play Snapcaster Mage to start attacking here. Things are looking dismal. Okay, I don't think they have Leyline Binding. And we also got them to Sword Snapcaster Mage. So maybe Opposition Agent will get them. Probably not, but maybe. Tamio. Ponder. Just gonna untap. Shoot. Let's bolt. No argument there. They didn't fetch either. It's really interesting. This is the exact same turn as last turn. Ponder does not shuffle. Brainstorm of my own. Try that. No argument. Third up the Beanstalk. They tapped white though. Here's the moment. Do you have Force of Will? I hope not. Seems like no. They have two Terminuses, a Quantum Riddler, a Leyline Binding, and Carpet. Oh my god. What do I even take? What do I even take? I guess I take their only Swamp. This is some crazy stuff. Biffle Strix, okay. Cast Brainstorm. Thoughtseize is a start. So is Bowmasters. Put back Ponder and Strix. Thoughtseize takes the Leyline Binding, I think. Or the Carpet. Probably the Carpet. That's a tough one, though. I try not to care about Carpet, but I'm kind of forced to care about it here. Get my 3 points of damage in at least. Was I supposed to take Leyline Binding, though? I really don't know. I mean, they're incentivized to Leyline Bind this Opposition Agent, so there's that. And do I draw the Strix? I think so, because it's just like, well, it doesn't play into Terminus very well. I don't think I do. I'm falling behind on clock, too. They're catching back up. It's not good. Quantum Riddler with no white up. Okay, well, I'm going to play Bowmasters. They'll Brainstorm over the top. They can set up Terminus this way. They're resolved. Oh wait, no, they can't set up Terminus because they're about to draw through the entire Brainstorm. Right. They'll draw another one. Boom. They can't get Leyline Binding down to 1 mana either. They can Swords my army. That doesn't seem great. Insane. 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 We're 4-0 now. Oh my god. Oh my god. I did not think we were going to get that match just because it's such a rough matchup. But maybe it isn't. Maybe I've just been wrong this whole time. And that Bosch and Roll was right the whole time, and this is a burn deck. And we just... I mean, that's honestly... That might be true. We might just need to, like, think of it like burn versus control, which burn can usually win with a little luck. Alright. Don't know if I'll play the trophy tonight. I might. But I really want to do it with Toxic Deluge. I think Fate would probably put us up against red-white energy, right? We'll see. Alright, here we go. And we've won the die roll, which is pretty cool. Island Ponder Keep. Although the other parts of this hand are, like, not amazing. Opponent's keeping 7. Never a great thing. Ponder. That's tricky. There's so many red cards in my hand. But Tamiyo's pretty good. Reanimate might be good. Edict with Reanimate might be very good. I think it's better than just, like, shuffling and not getting a land, you know? That would be bad. I'm mostly just curious what my opponent is playing. Underground Sea. Thoughtseize, played around it. Kind of. We'll see. They might be drawn to the Reanimate because it's pretty splashy. But they also might just take an Edict if they're trying to stick a threat. Hopefully they take Kolaghan's Command, or one of the red cards. That would be ideal. Well, I do take the Edict. That's pretty interesting. I'm about to give up full information by playing this Tamiyo. But we gotta do it. Bloodstained Mire. Mostly rules out Doomsday. I think if they had a removal spell, they'd be snapping it off right now. Because they do have full information. Okay, they have Tamiyo, sure. I have mine first, which is good. And Nimble Obstructionist if their plan is to just kind of try and scam an ultimate here. We're in decent shape to absorb that. They will block. I really want to hit a land here. Nice. But I don't really know if I should try to bolt. Maybe if they like go for a surveil. They don't. We'll go for it now. Brainstorm. Okay. So it's kind of like the bolt traded for the clue token in some ways. Don't really want to get wastelanded. And they just redrew their card. There was no shuffle after that brainstorm, which is kind of scary. But I'm also glad they just didn't like daze. That would have been bad. Oh, they have Fatal Push. Okay. Tamiyo goes up. Pass. No land drop. Certainly interesting. Well, I guess we'll just keep up with them. Tamiyo Brainstorm. Ooh, we miss on land. It's a little scary. I'm gonna hide Nimble Obstructionist on top. And now they're kind of looking for Brazen Borrower. What an interesting Tamiyo mirror. They'll start with a Brainstorm. They hit a land. And Murktide Regent. Okay. Probably want to Edict this then. Don't want to get dazed. And then I need to Obstructionist the turn after that. Force backup would be nice. Let's cast Ponder. This would have been a better Brainstorm. Alright, grab the Edict. And cast it. They had the Force. Damn it. Alright. I guess I'll Brainstorm. Yeah, I'll definitely force back, then hide Nimble Obstructionist on top. Hope they don't have Bowmasters. I'd like to keep this Tameo. Hope they thought sees me and pass the turn. Yep. So far, so good. Oh, they take Bolt. And they have Bowmasters. That sucks. Alright, I'll have to fight through that. I got a Snapcaster Mage coming up, which I guess I'll draw off this Nimble Obstructionist, but also like... Oh, they're gonna thought seize me? Yeah, I guess that's fine. I could hardcast Nimble instead. They'll be at 11. And almost out of life points. Wasteland. Well, I was hoping to attack their life total, but I guess now I'm attacking Tameo and then snap bolting. Oh, do they have Kaito? I don't want to deal with that. I don't want them to have another Bowmasters trigger, though. Or did they just trick me? Jesus. I was tricked. I have Baraglyph. That's pretty good, too. Oh, boy. What do I do? How do I beat this Tameo? I feel like I need to top deck now. I think their draws have been a little better than mine on average. Yeah, reanimating doesn't really work here. Could reanimate Bowmasters to check the Tameo, and then hopefully find a way to beat this Baraglyph. That might be where we're at. I just need to chump this Baraglyph so much. They're gonna gain life back. Huh. Similar to round 1 against Oops. Put a lot of faith in the deck. Man, why did I block? He baited me into that block. I should not have blocked. I haven't seen any Bowmasters yet. I'm going to edict this Baraglyph. Tameo goes up. Kaito. I only have a card in hand. I hope it's not good. Tap the army. Attack Tameo. Snuff out. So they're going to draw their whole deck. Damn it. Oh, man. That is rough. Don't think we can win from here. But maybe I can get some clock advantage. Oh, snuff out. God damn. If I just edicted the Tameo, I could have tapped down the Baraglyph. Or if I'd gotten, yeah, if I'd done what I said I was going to do and reanimate Bowmasters instead, it could not have ultimated the Tameo. Bowmasters. Alright, might as well make this a living hell for them. Bowmasters, yep. I guess I'll do this now, so if they have to force, which I'm sure they will, but... Geez, crazy that Bowmasters was like one draw step away, too. Can't snuff that out. Things were just in the slight wrong order, which is tough. Kaito on the hardcast is very interesting. Alright. Take a bunch of damage here. They'll activate Kaito. I'll make them attack me. Tough one. Alright, we're up like 4 minutes on clock, but being down a game is obviously pretty poor. See if we can come back in these post-side games. That was quite different than the first time we faced this deck in round 2. Believe I'm siding the same way. Mostly. I think I'll cut a Force of Will and also another one of these Thought Seizes. I think I'll keep 3 bolts this time. I do really want to pass that Tameo test. Although... I don't know, part of me is kind of feeling like I'd rather have Baragoyf over another Bolt. While on the draw, I think I would take a Force of Will. Well, that's not good. Take a mulligan. Alright, guess it's not really meant to be. God damn it, man. They're keeping 7. Huh. I am severely demoralized. Pass it back. Uh-huh. Pass it back. Bowmasters. Health Force. Would have rather had a Baragoyf, but we'll make do. Reanimate that. Maybe they won't have another one. Maybe they'll have a bunch of cantrips. I feel like I don't need to say this, but we're at a supreme disadvantage right now. Baragoyf. Well, if I draw a land and can, like, threaten Kaito, I might be able to bolt this thing. Oh no, but they'll block Bowmasters, which means... Do I need to bolt before damage? Would that work? Cast Ponder. Not really sure why I'm still fighting. And the attack's not even that suspicious because I might just want Revolt, you know? But maybe they'll attack. Not put another type in the yard. Block. Tamiyo. Bolt. Can't believe that worked. Thoughtseize. Not looking great. Take a Murktide. Pass it back. Nothing to bluff. The Murktide's not going to be, like, huge or anything, but still something. And I guess I'll Brainstorm next turn. Try and make something happen here. Not really sure how I'm supposed to catch up, though. Well, they're giving me triggers. I think any normal 7, I would have had a real shot here. Just doesn't feel like the craziest progression, you know? This Ponder does shuffle. These Bowmasters are doing a lot of work. Cast Brainstorm. Red Blast. Bowmasters. I feel like I need to Red Blast the Murktide Regent to really stay in this. I guess I can see if they want to Fatal Push this first. Play Bowmasters. Get Tamiyo down to 1. Hopefully they have a bunch of Brainstorms in their hand. I don't even know. Murktide. Like, maybe they wouldn't have even forced those Bowmasters if they had them, you know? Really need this to resolve. Okay, cool. Not sure how many Murktides they play. Land. Tamiyo goes up. Maybe their hand is like Snuff Out, Brainstorm, Tamiyo. Okay. Well, that's not good. Gotta find a way through this. Cast Ponder. I think I will shuffle. Fatal Push. Alright. Fatal Push Tamiyo. Take another chunk. Maybe this is not even the right thing to fight, though. Oh no, they put a card on top. Well, that's not good. It might be something like Fatal Push, though. Maybe not the scariest thing. Tamiyo goes up. Fatal Push, yep. But they took out a Bowmasters. I find that interesting. Alright, cast Ponder. Another miss. Shuffle. Kind of a hit. I'll attack them. Feed the Cycle. That's a cool card. Now they'll draw. Definitely have a lot more cards than I do. Wasteland, it's rough. Baraglyph. Cast Petty Theft. Daze. Was wondering when that was going to happen. Alright, back to attacking Tamiyo, I guess. Oh, their clock is so low. If only there was a way. If only there was a way. Brainstorm. Probably going to turn their hand that's not doing anything into a hand that does something. Thoughtseize taking my Baraglyph is rough. Tamiyo is rough. Maybe they'll Thoughtseize me again. I think my low resources are finally gonna give out though. They just have more than I do. And Kaito. That's pretty good. Unfortunately not Thoughtseize. They're under 5 minutes. This is such a heartbreaker. My own Kaito. They're gonna block, but I mean, might as well try, right? Damn it. If only they didn't wasteland me. Land. Combat. This Kaito is rough, because before this they didn't really have a way to deal a lot of damage. So there's like this really weird world in which maybe they would time out. Now it's pretty much impossible. Yeah, Murktide Regent 2. This is really bad. That Mold of 5 was not strategic in the slightest. I just didn't have any lands in any of the hands. What can you do? They return Daze to their hand. All they have to do is -2 Kaito and swing now. I'll hold out for a Deus Ex Machina because I haven't trophied in so long and I really want to, but yeah. Well, there it goes. Can't be mad about a 4-1, but I also really wanted a trophy, and it was a good matchup. What can you do? Maybe next time. Yeah, I think Toxic Deluge is pretty good, as was predicted, so Sweeper is probably not a bad idea into this meta. Whew. Oh man, that was kind of... I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm good for now. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I'll catch y'all next time. Take care.